Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for Thursday, December 2nd. So starting with the Russell here, the 38.2% retracement level here is back around the 2000. So that's where obviously we'll be heading to. There will be lots of support coming into these lows here where we'll probably see a bit of a bounce and then another move down before seeing a move up here. This particular wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here, even if we used, let's just imagine for a moment that that the count was that this was wave 3 here and this was wave 4 here and this was wave 5 here, it leaves wave 5 rather short compared to wave 1 and 3 here. So that's why I'm not going in that particular direction and calling them a top in for the markets as such. But we'll be aware of a possible top in and a deeper correction. But I think we just need to work through what we've got here first. And this is a weekly chart, of course, so we'll just quickly look at this chart here. In this case here, I can count 5 waves down, but it's kind of a little bit odd because I think it was with the NASDAQ, I could also count another leg to come down as well here. So I'm not quite sure if we're landed here for this. Let me just go to the tick chart. I think I did some work on this. Nope, I didn't. So I'll just leave that for the time being and move on to the to the S&P or the NASDAQ. It doesn't really matter. So with the S&P, there's 2 ways I'm looking at it. I mean, if the Russell is moving into the wave 4, we also know that the banks are moving into wave 4 as well, Morgan's and Bank of America and so on, and they still got another 20 days to go at least before they finish off. So that does give a bit of time here for this. We're also looking at this market, this top here, also slightly differently as well, as you may know. So we're also looking at it as wave 1 top, so wave 4 here, and 1 and 2 back to here. And I kind of like it, but the trouble is that with a wave 2, we're looking for a zigzag pattern, and the zigzag pattern is a 5 waves for the A wave, and then 3 for the B, and then 5 for the wave C. So it's a zigzag. It's a 5, and that finishes at that point. So it's 5 waves, 3 waves, and 5 waves. So it's a bit difficult to get that in here. Because this first leg here is like it's in 3 waves here. So I've got a bit of an issue with this. We had a target of 4,500, as you know, and so we're kind of here for that. Now, if this was going to be the case, then I would, if this is landed just yet, we'll check on that in a moment, but we'd still need a little wave 4 and wave 5 here possibly to finish this off, but I'll explain that when we get a little bit closer in there. But my thoughts about this being an ABC correction is it just didn't pan out like this, you know, so I'm kind of like moving away from it a little bit. But anyway, it's quite a tricky little sort of correction in here. So let's just cruise in and have a bit of a look at it. There's a couple of different ways to view this. So we're looking at the top as wave 3 or wave 1 here. It doesn't sort of matter too much. But as a wave 2 coming back here, it's a little bit tricky. Because we got 3 waves in this first, you can count 5 waves in this first move. Yeah, that's okay. So the other little point in here too is that do we look at this as an A, B and C wave to this point for wave B here? This was one thing that I was looking at. And then we finish, you know, in a sort of target area down here for wave C. Or do we, and we need to check to see if that's finished just yet. We'll do that a little bit later on in the video. But the other point to this too is that this move down through here, as we were counting it yesterday, it also counts as like a wave 1 and we can look at this back as a wave 2, because I can, even though I've got it as a wave C here, when I count it up, it counts quite nicely as an ABC pattern as well. So that would leave this as 1 and 2 here, and then all of this is 3 here, and then a 4, and then a wave 5 down here, finishing that off. So it just depends on how we count this in this little space here. So just going into the hourly chart here and drilling in a little bit. So we can count down as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the A wave. That's cool. An A and a B and a C for the B wave. And it's a little bit odd here, but I can get 5 waves out of this. And we were looking at that yesterday. I wasn't expecting the rally, so that caught me out a little bit. Yeah, anyway, it is what it is, and we're back down to where it is. We got stopped out. That was my short in this point, but I hope you got back in some way or another. But what I'm trying to say here, though, is that we can have this as the A wave here, and then the ABC for the B wave, which pulls back up to the 61.8%, so that's cool. This here, at first glance, you would look at that as a B wave and that as a C wave here, and then put the B wave over here. So an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave for this orange B here. So we can count it like that, or we could count it down as wave 1 here and back for wave 2 over here, and then that would give us another leg over here as well. Now, obviously, that we have a lot of we have increased volume on this move coming down through here, so the sellers are in control of this market. So it's likely that there will be some more downside here. Our target was the 4-5. We've reached that, but we can certainly go through that. And also too, if I go back to the way that I've got this calculated so far here, labeled here, it's kind of like I'm talking about it being finished here, but I think that we need to be a little bit careful, because if I go back to this count here, then when we're far from being back down at the 38.2% retracement level, which is basically down here much further for this. So for this wave 4 to be down here, yeah, I mean, it means that I can't have to label all of this here still part of the A wave here, or a more bearish move down here would also pan out quite nicely for that too. So if I just go here and show you the bearish count for this particular pattern, it would be like this here. We can have this as wave 3, of course, but as 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 and 3, and really, so I've just also suggesting as well is that be very careful about Monday, holding any long positions on the Monday over the weekend, because we could get something like this. I mean, a lot of big gaps and bear markets occur on the Monday. I mean, Monday holds the record for bull days, but any sort of, if you've been around, in the 80s, like 87, waking up Monday morning and seeing the market drop down that far in that particular crash. So it can catch you off guard. So be very careful about holding any long positions over the weekend. I mean, obviously it doesn't look good here at the moment, but we may see rallying on the Friday, and that may entice you to hold. You can trade long on the Friday, of course, on any strength, but you wouldn't want to hold those over the Monday. But anyway, just shooting the breeze there a little bit. But anyway, that would be the bearish count coming down. I can push that back further and have all of this down here as, looking for the A wave down here. And then we're looking for the B wave over here for this, and then for the B wave, and then looking down further for that wave. Where are we here? We need that B wave there, and a C wave down here, and we can change this to, this was just my, I was just thinking, is it possible to actually have a top in play, and we're going into a big bear market? That's what I was working this count for, but this, for the meantime, we'll just look at this as wave 3 here, and we still need to come down for wave 4. So it's really just a way of getting much lower here for that. that would take us, all of this here being ones and twos and ones and twos, would bring this down into this space here, and then we would have this here, and then the wave C at that point, you know. So yeah, we just need to be a little bit careful. Obviously there's going to be support coming into this area through here, but we just need to see how it shapes up at that point. Okay, so yeah, just going back to this 4-hour chart for a moment. So the two things here is that it's very difficult to call this a wave 2 in at this point in time here, because it doesn't give me that 5-3-5 structure. It's behaving like a bigger bear market, or it's behaving like a wave 4. But to have this as a wave 4 and have this as the A wave here and the B wave here, we could just still be in the first leg of the A wave if we're having a bigger move down through here. That's what sort of concerns me. Yeah, and this can be counted differently here. We can have this as the A wave here and A, B and C for the B wave here, or we can have this down for 1 and back for 2 and so on here. But we'll just keep drilling in, and we'll also look at the NASDAQ as well. This is just the hourly chart for this. So in this case 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So the an ABC for the A wave, down for 1, back for 2. I kind of like this one, and then we'll look for wave 3, 4 and 5 to come out into play here. Now I don't know if that's quite finished just yet, but the wave 4 and the wave 5 to come down, and then sort of sticking, you know, we'll see if it sticks to this minor level 500 here. That's the dance that we'll see at that particular point in time. Let's just move into, I'm not just sure, let's have a look on the 10 ticks here. I'll just see if what I've done here for this. No, I haven't done anything on that one, so I can go to the 100. Must have been on the NASDAQ. I did have a look at that on the NASDAQ. So yeah, this count coming down here, we'll look at this on the S&P and also the NASDAQ as well. So from the top here, I was thinking 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the third wave, the fourth wave and the fifth wave here. So I'm a little bit of a wave short for this. I've got this, but maybe the A, the B and the C, but yeah, I just need to go back over that. But then anyway, wave 1 here or here looks better here, but we'll just leave it there for the time being until I understand that a bit more. Wave 2 and then 3, 4, 5 here for this. So it's possible to have a little low in here for this at this point for a rally, but we'll just I want to check that with the S&P. Now this move that we counted down yesterday, I was looking for wave 5 to be longer, but see, it all counts up quite nicely. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1, ABC for 2, pulling back up nicely. We've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for this, and then we've got that corrective move here. We made a low here, so I naturally assume would come back up to this point and, you know, continue to come down. But obviously it's really found its way in here as, you know, as some sort of wedgie kind of wave 1 here perhaps. Could you look at it as, I tried to fit it in as a B wave down here, to have a look at this as an A wave up here, a B wave here and a C wave over here, which would leave this B wave sitting over here. But I just can't really get, you know, because just can't seem to get the I mean, obviously an A and a B and a C wave to here, but then it makes that difficult. So because there's 5 waves in this move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, then this. So I'm thinking this, we've either got to bring the B wave over here, or we need to look at this as wave 2 over here. It's one of these two guys here, so I'll need to do a bit more work on that, which I will do. So yeah, all of that can be wave 1 here, and then wave 1 here, and then back for wave 2 here, and then this would be the third wave coming into play here. Let's just have a look at the at the NASDAQ. So it's the same thing with the NASDAQ as well. We've been looking at possible wave 3 up here with wave 4, and also looking at this as wave 1 and back for wave 2 again as well. On this chart here, just tracking 2 counts. I mean, they're in the same direction, and along the way we've got to kind of figure out what they are. But once again, this wave 2 here, I was looking at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave, because wave 2 should be simple and sharp. And yeah, it's reasonably sharp. Simple's probably not the right word, and I'm not getting this pattern here, you know. So it kind of flicks me back to working with this pattern here. But if that's the case, then we could come back to the 38.2% retracement level here. That's sort of how I see it. And currently I'm kind of working little ABCs into here, but I think I'm squashing them all up, and it's not correct, and we need to sort of open the game up a little bit and consider most of this just the first wave coming in. So I'll have to, you know, reconsider this a little bit. But going from this daily chart here to the 4-hour chart in here. Yeah, so just to start with this, we've got this as wave 3 or wave 1, but I'm thinking we're more in the wave 3 process. But at the same time, we need to be a little bit careful. So one of the first things we got here is we've got this is a medium level here at 15,000, and the 16,500 is also a medium level, so they carry the same weight. And one of the numbers that I don't talk about very much is, well, in this case, just you'll see this play out here, is that the halfway mark between these two here, the 50% mark, is the 15,750. So that will be quite important. You can also see that number because we're around that price with the DAX as well, and that will come out. We can see it's got the old high over here. So yeah, anyway, we'll put that on the map, and we can use that. But the main point here, going back to the count, is that I suppose I could look at this as wave 1 here as well, and then look at this as an A and a B and a C wave here for the B wave here, instead of like the A wave. I've got this as the A, and then A, B, C for the B wave, and then going down here. So in this case, I would go down for 1 again, back for 2, and then down for 3, 4, and 5 here. So counting 5 waves down to get to the low here, and the market will be bouncing across that 15,750. I mean, the 15,800 is important as well, of course. So yeah, I'm a little bit unsure how to count these, and also too, this wave 4 here. You know, if that I've got this as wave 1 to the upside, I have to rejig everything. But having this wave 4 over here, we would actually need to see, for this wave 4 here, we would need to see, if we're going to have this wave 4, it would need to be bigger than this wave 4, because this wave 4 along the line would need to go back to this wave 4 here, one smaller degree. So yeah, I mean, we're just still working wave 2 and wave 4, but if it is going to be this wave 4, well then this is not going to be minor wave A here. This is minor wave A is going to be further down here in this regard. So yeah, let's just see what we get, but just be careful of 15,800 and 15,750. If you're going to short the market from this area, you would either want to rally back up to short it, or you would want this level here, the 15,800 or 15,750, as the resistance here. Nice tested resistance at that point. So just getting back to this, in the short term, if we just continue to work this particular pattern, I've got the same problem here. I don't know if we should put wave C over here with wave B here, or we put it back over here for this, and then we look at this as wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to come down. This is the other way that I've got it. So over here we've got these first 5 waves that we originally had, and then an A, B, C for the B wave, and then down for the A wave here. And in this case, we've got 5 waves up here. So we could look at this as the A wave here, the B wave here, and then the C wave over here. But this counts down here better as wave 1 here, and then wave 2 over here. So once again, this particular move down through here, we need to understand that, and then we need to see what comes beyond that as well. Obviously, it's quite sharp. There's obviously some big commercials that are selling off at this particular point in time, and triggering stops. You know, this market has moved quite quickly here because people would have had their stops under here for all of that type of stuff. You know, but I think I think one of the other important things here, though, is that this particular pattern that we're looking at here does appear to be bullish corrective. It's not quite there. I mean, it would have been nice to, because we could look at all of this as down for 1 here and back for 2. And let me just check this. I have to check the cash market. Oh no, that's good. Well, I hope the cash market has taken out that top there and it's just not in the futures market, because if it's taken it out in the cash market, then we can acknowledge this as being a bullish corrective pattern rather than a bearish pattern. So that's something that I'll need to look at as well. Yeah, rightio. So I don't know if wave B should go here or here just yet. I need time to mull this over a little bit. I'll just go to this tick chart and check on this. Just want to check on the 10 tick chart as well. I just want to, I think I did more work on that. No, I didn't. I did it on one market. I can't find it now. Oh, that's 20 ticks. That's probably one of the problems. Okay, here we go. So I just want to get a bit more of a picture of this. Okay. So this is how I've counted this down here so far. It may not be the right labeling and stuff, but I've, just in case you want to take a picture of it and compare it to what your work and all that sort of stuff, and if you can see that I've done it wrong, well then please mention it. So 1 and 2 to here, then 1 and 2 to here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave for the third, the fourth wave here, and then the fifth wave here, to make wave 1. So we've got blue wave 1 here, and then blue wave 2 here, and then we've got 1, 2 here, and then all the way down for 3 here, and then 4 here, and then coming down for 5. So I think it doesn't matter what degree of labeling we use at this particular point in time. It was just about understanding this particular process here. So I could see I had wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 here, but I didn't get time to finish this off here. But I was thinking that, just taking a guess at this here, but I need to check that. That we've got wave 5 we've got wave 3 in here, so we'll be going back for wave 4 here, so we can look at this here, and all you need to do here really is just count 5 waves up. It looks like we've got wave 1 here already and 2, so it'll be so it's probably 1 and 2 here. There'll be 3, 4 and 5 coming up here somewhere, and then dropping back at that point. I mean, technically this wave 4 should come all the way back up to here, so we should look at that as well. Just find out where that is. So from there to there, yeah, it could come back up a bit higher than I thought. So in one way, it's quite good really, because you could go long in this market, I mean longer term long, if the 16,000 became the support. So if you've got a classic trading levels pattern sitting here, then you can go with that. And this wave 4 might get a bit more complicated too. Sorry to chuck a spanner in the works, but this A, B, C here could just be this here, because this could just be the A wave here, and then we have another B wave here, and then we have a C wave to the upside here. So there could be something like that. So just be a little bit careful about that. Could be a double whammy. because we'd want this wave 4 here to be bigger than this wave 4 of one lesser degree. The blue one should be 60% or roughly 60% bigger if we're talking ratios than this one here. Okay, so yeah, that's sort of where we are with the NASDAQ in that particular trend there. So if we come back now to let's go back to the 100 ticks. So with this 100 ticks here, in a nutshell, it looks like we can come back up close to the 16,000 and have another move down in that regard. See, this move up through here, I can count it as an A and a B here, and then 1 and 2 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. That fourth could go over here probably. But I'm not getting 5 waves up here, you know. And then this move over here, this counts nicely as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So getting wave 1 here and 2 here, that would still play this out here as, so this is, in this case, I've just got this wave. So we would come down for this one, and then would be over to this one here. So there'd still be this to go. Oops, wrong ones, but it doesn't matter. That's if we use this as wave 1 here, this is wave 2 here. And you have to admit, this makes quite a nice wave 3 here. So wave 4 and wave 5. So down into the 15.5 here at this point with this, you know. Then we'll pick it up a bit further from that point. So that's with the B wave there. Let's just check on this again. So I have to say, I'm kind of in the guessing game with all of this a little bit. It's just these dreaded wave 4s, you know. They can bloody well do anything pretty much, and some parts of it I'll understand and some that I won't, you know. But I think that obviously we've seen that sharp drop. We know that can come down a bit further as well. We know there's a little bit of a possible rally and then down again before we go back to this point. So there's a few things that, you know, this hasn't quite landed yet. And because if we count that as wave 1, I'm just kind of working on the hop because I know I'm short on time today, but 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 coming down here. So that brings us into this 50-60% sort of area through here. So, yeah. So we will track this here. Right, but at the same time, coming back to the S&P, we also need to be very careful that we don't end up with a bigger bearish pattern in play, which is this one here, coming back here. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here. And then looking at all of this as wave 1, which hasn't landed just yet, and then coming back for wave 2, and then on the Monday or whatever, you know, this just absolutely gapping down through here. So we need, look, this may not be the case, but I'm just, you know, it's just a scenario that we would need to work through, you know. Just don't want you to get caught in all of this. So there's a fair bit of work to do. So at the end of the day with all of this here, I don't fully understand what the pathway is going to be for all of this. There will be support, you know, at this 4480 area here for the S&P, because it's the 61.8%. It will come naturally that there's support, but any of the bounces that we see here, we'll try to figure out if they're impulsive or corrective in nature, and I think that we'll probably end up just working with the intraday count as much as possible, because that's something that we can forecast better than the bigger picture with all of this. So yeah, so this is sort of where it all stands at the moment, really, for this. Just can't see that wave 2 coming into play, actually. But anyway, we know that there's further downside at this point, so that will keep it. Let's just see what the next session brings. And yeah, I've got to sort out this little bit here first. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Sorry I'm not a great help. Sometimes I'm okay, and sometimes I'm just another useless bloke, she said. Alrighty, cheers.